Assalamu alaikum. I know this is the last session, and I know it's only 15 minutes, but I want you to bear with me in those 15 minutes. Because if it was up to me, I'll probably spend 15 minutes thanking you all for being here in the inaugural event of the Dubai Future Forum. We wouldn't have imagined a better outcome. The number of speakers and the gatherings, and I might sound a bit like a broken record to many of you that were here in the first dinner gathering, but I'll still repeat it. The dialogue and the discussion are the solution and are the way forward. And we're so honored to have you all here join us in this session and contributing together to take us forward to the next phase of the Dubai Future Forum. We've discussed so many topics. We've discussed so many dialogues that are future relevant. But you are those futurists. You are those futurists that will shape a better future for everyone. And we cannot thank you enough for it. And I'd like to also repeat that this is a small country, but with massive ambitions. And we've spoken about this several times. And for those of you that joined us maybe in the second day, this nation is only 50 years old. This nation has visionary leaders since the founding fathers of this nation. The founding fathers have made courageous decisions back then in a land that was simply a desert, a land that was depending on pearl trading for a main source of income before the discovery of oil. When oil was discovered, leaders bet on that source of income and created an economy at that time, but they didn't stop. The idea was to diversify and make other big bets. And the big bets that have been made are the ones that you see around us. Emirates Airlines, leading airline of the world. Dubai Ports, leading the logistical port of the world. The Emirates Towers, the World Trade Center, and this iconic building, the Museum of the Future. Those are all bets that have succeeded, but it's the mindset. It does not mean that we did not face any challenges. It does not mean that we did not make mistakes along the way. We said that we work like entrepreneurs, we work like venture capitalists. We ride on the winning bets and we learn from the mistakes. And this is what happened in Dubai, and that's our value proposition. Now, the formation of the Dubai Future Foundation is no different. It's another bet. It's another courageous bet. No one knew how to function a future foundation. And to be honest, we had no clue how to function a Dubai Future Foundation. We were just given a seed of a vision from His Highness because he saw an alley of success towards institutionalizing future foresight. He planted that seed and he said, you guys got to figure it out. And today, we're sitting here trying to figure it out with all of you by creating an annual dialogue and a convening of the smartest futurists from all over the world. And that's the main reason why we're here. Maybe talking about the event so far and what has happened in this event. We're proud to have more than 400 futurists, more than 70 speakers. I'll be very frank, I tried to do my best to sit in every session, even the parallel ones. I'd sit 15 minutes here and 10 minutes here and try to actually appreciate all the content, all the speakers that have been here. Some which I have met, some I would love to see very soon. But I want to thank you all for all your comments and all what you have said and what you've mentioned. And we will definitely continue the dialogue forward. I'll try to maybe focus on a few of the quotes, and you can see them on the screen. Aisha Bahjat said, we are the users that we are designing this future for. It is important to take into account culture, diversity, and more. That's one quote. There are other quotes as well. Amy Webb. And if Amy Webb isn't here, I also congratulate her for her composure with the failure of the clicker, and I remember that. So she did an amazing job. I would have probably left the stage, but well done to Amy, conveying the right message and staying composed till the end. And I've sent her my gratitude for that as well. She said, if we can go back to Amy Webb's quote, please. I remember she was focusing on that we are nowists. And she has definitely a big statement with that, and we need to be futurists rather than nowists. There's obviously so many other quotes that have been mentioned. Some that we have mentioned, like you see here, Amy Webb talking about Nawis, and this is a virus and it's majorly spreading. Other quotes that have been mentioned as well, His Excellency Mohammed Al-Gargawi mentioning the stakeholder being the 7.5 billion people. It's a big sign of inclusivity and collaboration, and that is the only way forward. There's no other way for it. I've heard it in so many sessions, in Mark Beer's session about law, with the lawyers mentioning that we all need to connect. The policies and the regulations need to be unified in order for us to get the impact and the scalability. Quote number 3. Jamie Metzel, the key driver of everything we're talking about is human imagination, not technology. We are at a point in our history as a species where human imagination is being super empowered. He used the word imagination, and the imagination is our North Star here at the BioFuture Foundation. The future belongs to those who can imagine it, design it, and execute it. It's not something that you await, but rather create. And those are the words of His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum. Michio Kaku, amazing session as well, talking about hydrogen from seawater can be used in a fusion reactor to create limitless energy. Again, other discussions about different sources of energies. And like I said, I apologize for many other amazing quotes, as you can see, and even beyond those slides that have been mentioned. But make no mistake, we are aggregating all this data. We are now downloading everything that you've mentioned, and we have a plan for that. And this is what we want to do after generating all the information needed. Now, you might ask me what's next. This is when the work starts, actually. The first 2 days, now you can all relax. You've gave us all the information, and I hope you've made some time for you all to enjoy Dubai. There's so much that Dubai can offer, but we will get working. We will download the information into our systems, into our heads, and we'll come up with plans and opportunities and engagements together. But guess what? We've started that already. We remember that we said in the beginning, the most important thing is to connect with like-minded people. We have managed to engage with 4 entities and 4 like-minded entities and associations from all over the world, because that's the only way forward. We connected, we engaged, and we signed contracts already to ensure that we have futurist nodes all over the world. One of the biggest challenges of futurism, and I just had an interesting dialogue behind stage, is that there was maybe a drop in that futurist excitement in the 80s, but now we are recatalyzing that energy and bringing everyone here together in Dubai to create the biggest global network of futurists, the Association of Professional Futurists. We're honored to have an engagement with you alongside the Millennium Project, one of the 2 largest futurism entities from around the world. We are all one team now and working under the same mission. Thank you. The public sector for Future Network, same, part of the family, and we are expanding the horizon of our future foresight to ensure that when we come up with policies, regulations, mandates, we are all singing the same song, and that's the most important thing. So if you don't mind, after I also mentioned that we've also partnered with WFSF as well, that we're all one big family, and so that they don't get upset, we give them a round of applause as well, if you don't mind. So last but not least, and before I have one final question to you to end this session, I would like to thank you again for being part of this event. But like I said, like in every endeavor we embark on at the Dubai Future Foundation, we always like to improve, and we always like to learn, and we like to be inclusive, and we like to collaborate. So if you don't mind, this is a simple barcode to make us better next year, because we will be here next year, and we will hopefully see you all next year, and we have lots of more work to do in 2023. So thank you so much for being here with us, and see you next year. Thank you.